Okay, today we are making apple strudel the easy way. My husband has peeled the apple. Usually we can peel the apple in this apple peeler and corer, but because the apples are from our tree and they're not very round and perfect, we peel it by hand first and then we do this. And then we put it on the plate, and then I take a knife and cut it into about, down, straight down about 8 times. And then they're ready to put on the strudel. So now we've cut all our apples up the way we need them in the right sizes for on the strudel. And meanwhile, for several hours, I've defrosted this phyllo dough, and that comes in this box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 sheets off of here. And what I do is I cover up the sheets so they stay moist, so they don't dry out. And then I take my butter that I've melted, and the amount of butter is on is how much you prefer. It needs to have a fair bit on so that it's not too dried out when you cook it, and so it blends well with the apples. So just sprinkle it on like this, and then I take a pastry brush and I brush it around so that the phyllo dough is pretty much covered all the way around. All the way to the corners if you can. Alright, like that. And then I take my apples and I spread them around. Now the amount of apples you put on here, again, is your preference. We like lots of apples, so we put lots on. The thing is to spread them around so they're kind of evenly distributed. And then I take some brown sugar. Again, the amount of sugar you put on depends on the sweetness of the apple and how much you prefer your sweetness of your strudel to be. So. And then I take some cinnamon. Again, the amount of cinnamon you put on depends on how much you like. And if you're allergic to cinnamon, then don't have to put it on. We love it, so I'm going to put it on pretty liberally here. Alright. And then I take this half and I carefully turn it under, fold it under, and then I keep turning it until I get halfway, roughly halfway. And then the other side the same. Then I have a pan here that I've done one like this already. Oops. And I'm going to put this in here, like this. Fold it this way. And now you can see I've got room in the middle here for a half of one or maybe 3/4 one. I'm going to fill that up. Okay, now what we've done is we've taken another roll here that I've made, and we've cut it about 3/4 to fit it into the pan here like this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some butter and a pastry brush, and brush it all over the top, and put a little bit more cinnamon on, and put it in the oven, which I've preheated at 350 degrees. So here's our strudel all ready to go, 2 pans. Now this, if you're wondering about time, I had them in the oven at a preheated oven for 350 degrees, and I cooked each one of these about 50 minutes. Anywhere from 40 to 60 minutes, depending upon if they're sweet, sour, or soft, or hard, or whatever. And this phyllo dough, you can pick it up at Superstore or at a local grocery store here in Vibeck. I notice they have it sometimes. So it's just an idea. In the old days, we used to make strudel and had to make the dough and pull it all out and then make it as big as a table and everything else. This saves you a lot of time, and grandkids and kids don't seem to notice the difference. It's still delicious. So this pan here came out a little earlier. And so what I do after it cools down just slightly, I cut it across like this. And then like this, where the separation is. And then I turn it upside down so that it's in the juice. turn it upside down like this. And you can see the lovely apple juices coming out of it. And by doing it this way, and let it cool off, you'll have a nice juice on both sides. It won't be so dry on top. So I do this with, like this all the way around, and then you'll see how delicious it tastes after it's done. So thank you for joining the Vibing Library. If you have any questions about the recipe or have anything you would like to ask, don't hesitate and we will be happy to help you.